Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Toxic Radio at Night. We're all in the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm here to talk about all things toxic and taboo. No topic is off the table. Greetings from my hideout, somewhere in the rural parts of Canada. I'm Denise in Canada. I'm thinking of other questions again today, and I'm wondering if you're thinking of the same things, and what kind of answers or solutions that you have. One of my followers or co-followers on Twitter, we follow each other, he's being forced to take the jibby jabby by his employer. So he's gonna go tomorrow. He's a tradesperson. He could branch out on his own and take that risk. He has a family. We're encouraging him not to get it, because if he does have adverse effects from it, he won't be able to provide for his family anyways. Are we making our choices based on we just want things to be easy? We don't want the confrontations. And how many people are getting angry at God? So it makes me think of my life, from when I was a kid. And most of us wanted to be famous. Who didn't? Yeah, I wanted to be a famous singer. And the more I pursued that, the more I auditioned, the more the doors slammed, the harder the doors slammed in my face. It took me a while, because I was a kid, to figure it out. The less peace I had too, the more I ignored it. I remember sitting down one day and feeling like, okay, I give up. I want peace. And I felt like God said, then you have to give this up. It was hard, very, very difficult then, because I was young. But it doesn't mean that I didn't stop facing those things in my life, and it didn't mean that I wasn't less stubborn about it. Because I think we gravitate to wanting things to be easy and comfortable, and that's normal. When things get uncomfortable and difficult, it's not something we chase after, right? When I finally had a good job and was making lots of money, I stopped listening, I stopped hearing from God. So he stopped my life for me. And all my money and my job, well, I quit my job, I didn't have a choice. I was so sick by then and on my deathbed that I was forced to reassess my entire life and the direction I was going, which was very much downhill. So by that time, all my money was gone, my job was gone, everything was gone. I had to start over. But and then again, I had a choice to make. Am I going to get angry with God for taking it all away, or thankful that he stopped me from my own destruction and my own attitude and arrogance and pride? We all have that. That is normal. I chose to be thankful. I am so thankful that I left and started new with only what I could bring in my vehicle. And it is the most freeing thing one of the most freeing things I've ever experienced. Telling the truth brings much freedom. Facing the truth is much freedom. And there is only one truth. There's not my truth, your truth, this truth, that truth, good and evil, truth and lies. We're all being forced to face the truth. We're all being forced to make a choice. We're either going to fall into the lies and submit to that, or see the truth of it for what it is and have faith, be willing to lose everything, and trust God will provide or help us through difficult times. We don't know. Maybe some of us will be jailed, maybe some of us will be lied about, maybe some of us will be thrown in prison. If you haven't watched Artur Pawlowski, he is a living example of that, where he refuses to back down. In every moment, he is walking in faith. Not that he's not scared, not that he's never not worried. We all are. And at any moment, my life could change again. Maybe whatever a gift I have for speaking into, these videos and making videos will be gone, and I'll be off doing something else. I've heard of musicians having great gifts, and suddenly it's all gone. So when God takes those things away, even a loved one he could take away, and we're tempted to get angry with him and blame him, but we don't know the big picture, right? We're seeing one little puzzle piece of his infinite, ultimate, completed puzzle. It's impossible as a human being on this earth to stand so far back to see the completed picture and how our lives fit in. And the more we fight and rail against that, I think then our lives become difficult. That's what I've seen in my life. The more I fought against what his plan and path for me was, the sicker I got, the more miserable I got, the worse my life became. And I don't judge my success on how many views I see on my videos or how rich or poor I am, right? That's not the true measure of success. Even another aspect of my life, I had finally gotten to a point where I felt like I could finally feel brave enough to go to university and believe enough in myself to go to university and get a degree. And I wanted a fine arts degree. And part of that was going to be in dance, so I could minister to people through that, start up dance troupes in the inner city. And like I said, that was right at the time where I got really, really sick, and I was worshiping that and those choices. And it was just a wrong path for me. And no matter how much my body hurt, I kept pushing. So on top of being sick, I'm basically dancing with a broken back. You can't do that for very long. Eventually you just have to quit. And when you're lying in bed, it gives you a lot of time to think. Yes, these are scary times. And yes, we're blatantly facing a choice. The jibby jab or trust and faith in God. And trust and faith in our community and in each other to help each other out. And it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to reach out. I'm Denise in Canada, and this is Toxic Radio. I'm here to talk about all things toxic and taboo. No topic is off the table. If it's toxic to our families, toxic to our culture, toxic to our country, and toxic to our way of life, we'll talk about it. When all the others decided to go toxic left, we stood firmly right.